welcome to the FIA Motorsport Games 2024. And yeah, we are happy to be here at the beautiful circuit Ricardo Tormo. And of course, big event. 82 countries, more than 650 drivers and 26 disciplines. And we have, of course, drifting for the third time in a row. And we are getting ready for the qualifying. We will have 30 drift countries competing. And of course, every driver will get 2 runs. So yeah, we're just a minute away from the qualifying, and I'm sure it will be a blast. And we see the first driver coming up, and that is Rohan Vanor from Luxembourg with his really special BMW M6, as he has warmed up his tires. And yeah, V8 supercharged BMW M6, 5 liters, and it's quite a heavy car, 1,650 kilograms, much more than the others, with 600 brake horsepower. And let's see what the driver from Luxembourg can deliver us. And he's ready, and right now he's going to the initiation zone. A beautiful track we have here, and that's the initiation there. Of course, we have a lot of outside zones which you have to be in, and right now Rohan Vanor is doing a great job doing that through the outside zone 1. Here's is the only inner clip we have. And now on to the next outside zone. And yeah, maybe not the fastest run speed-wise, but he's getting to the zones there, and that's really important, because from the 100 points possible, 40 from them are for the line. So it's really important to be on the right line. Here you see beautiful taking that outside zone 7, and here through outside zone 8, and wow, with a big angle there over the line. Rohan Vanor from Luxembourg. We will see, of course, I'm sure, a replay of that once again with some nice slow-mo shots. And we can quickly go through the track. We see it's happening here, yeah, inside the perimeters of circuit Ricardo Tormo at the beautiful Valencia, or near the beautiful Valencia in Spain. And yeah, the track layout, I would say it's tricky. It's tricky and technical because lots of corners, lots of outside zones. We have right at the initiation, outside zone 1, so you have to be really committed through the initiation to get a lot of points there. Then we move on to outside zone 2. Here we see once again the replay. Outside zone 2, then we have the quick inner clip inside zone 3, we could call it then, and then we move on to outside zone 4. A really tricky transition there to get it right. It's not so much space, so you have to be careful, you have to be really technical there. Then after outside zone 4, at the same corner we have outside zone 5, then another transition to outside zone 6, which is really long. It's like, yeah, getting 180 degrees backwards the track there. And then the last 2 zones, outside zone 7 and outside zone 8, and that's then there the finish line, right by the spectators, which have come, yeah, in really big numbers. I would say we have almost full capacity already there, and everybody just wants to see and hear the thrill of drifting, and that's why we are here as well. So today qualifying, if you want to see hear about the schedule, today we have qualifying. All the 30 drivers will get 2 runs as usually. We will go, and here we have the score. So yeah, as I said, 33 out of possible 40 for the line. For angle 19 only out of 30, and style also 18 out of possible 30 points. So if you count them together, 40 line, 30 angle, 30 style, the best possible points are 100 what you can get. I'm not sure if somebody will get that today, but let's see. Next one up, we have Kevin Pesur from Estonia. Yeah, real young gun, and lots of success in the previous years in the Baltic states. So let's see what he can do in his BMW M2. Not the fastest initiation there, but he is on the outside zone and really close. Yeah, you can wheel one, you can drop one wheel there. Everywhere on the track, but that will be a little bit of a deduction. 2 wheels off, a big deduction, and if you are off the track with all 3 wheels, then yeah, then that will be a 0. Right now, Pesur filling out that zones, and we see the car is faster. A little bit of left foot braking to get the car where he wants it to be, to the outside zones, and now on to the last outside zone. And I think Kevin Pesur is doing a great job here in his first qualifying run. Yeah, rocking that BMW M2 3.1 liter engine, so it's a V6 R6, sorry, of course, turbo engine. And 900 brake horsepower. Yeah, usually we have drift cars around 700, 800, 900 horsepower, and sometimes even more. But we have some cars also with a little bit less power. So the good thing for the guys with a little bit less power, this track doesn't need 1000 horsepower. You can make it through with 500 as well. Of course, the speed maybe won't be as high as a little bit for the higher powered cars, but still, it's manageable, and I'm sure we will see some really fun and close battles tomorrow in the finals. So yeah, I started to talk about the schedule, and tomorrow we have at 12 o'clock local time, like Spanish time, we'll have the opening ceremony. At 1 o'clock will the final tandems begin, and it's planned to have the podium and celebrations at around 5 o'clock. Yeah, in the evening we can say like that. Yeah, lots of big names, in drifting here. Last time, gold medalist Kristaps Blush from Latvia is here, as well as bronze medalist Yakob Ponsky from Poland, and big names, of course. Simon Olsen from Norway is another big driver, and here we see next one up is Switzerland, number 12, ABDK Yak. With a really fast car, we saw in the practice he's really fast, and he's dropping 2 wheels there. That will be a deduction for the driver. Yeah, it seems the car is much faster than the track allows it to be, so that's why he dropped there 2 wheels, and that will be for sure a deduction as he comes right now to the bit of the tricky part. And yeah, a little bit 1 wheel drop there as well for the Swiss driver. But here he pulls it out completely, and will he get there to the outside zone 8? And he does it beautifully. Abdulkarim Yakan with his first qualifying run. And somehow we have missed the Turkish driver. Haven't seen him. I think he is there on the starting line just a little bit later. As he has the number 6, and he should have gone second, but Estonia and Switzerland were driving before him. Yeah, the big fight for the medals starts already today in drifting. If you have the higher your qualifying position, the better, of course, the possibility to get a better tandem bracket for you, not to get the big guns against you in top 16 or already top 8. So it's quite the pressure for the drivers to perform, and of course if you get a 0 in the first run, then the pressure builds, and you have to deliver, because in drifting we of course take one of the 2 qualifying runs with the higher points, and that is your result. And then after that, yeah, we make out the top 32 brackets, where they will go against each other already tomorrow, as I said previously. And yeah, the track is divided a little bit also in zones, in sectors. We have sector 1, that is I would say the long first corner, right until the inside clip. After that, the second zone starts, which is the first 180 corner of totally 3. And here we see the result. It's 62 points for Abdulkarim Yakan. Lots of points dropped there for the line, of course, and yeah. And for other points as well. Maybe somebody will ask, yeah, line I have explained, that is clear, you have to be on the outside zones, and that one in an inside zone clip. Angle, it's how fluid you are driving with your front wheels, not so much wavering, and yeah, everybody wants to see fluidity there, that you don't change the angle of the front wheels too much. And then of course we have style, which is divided into fluidity. That's also how nice the run looks overall, and commitment, which is 15 points, and that's how committed you are, how aggressive you are on your run. And of course, yeah, maybe somebody will say it's subjective, but we have 3 great judges with us, with lots of experience. Everybody of them, I think, has 10, even maybe 15 years of judging, and the judging on the highest level all around the world. And here we have Turkey, Bareo Totumu with his BMW E92. Yeah, it's one of a few Eurofighters here. And let's see what the Turkish driver will deliver. He has a fast car as well, powered by 2JZ. And here we see, yeah, not fully on the outside zones right now. Bareo Totumu from Turkey. And lacking a bit of his speed, I think. We hear the car is driving into the limiter, and he's lacking speed. Maybe he should go one speed or one gear maybe up. But that's of course to the drivers. That's what I see a little bit from the outside, because he is doing lots of wheel spin, and the speed wasn't 100% there. And at the beginning the zones also weren't 100%. But let's see what the judges will say, as we of course will be looking at the replay. Yeah, 825 horsepower for the car of Bareo Totumu, and the weight around 1300 kilograms. Nice shots from the sky, we could say, here for the replay. As we're waiting for the next drivers to come. Okay, the score for the Turkish driver is in. We will get that in just a few seconds, and will be interesting to compare with the other drivers we saw previously. And the next one driver from the list should be the gold medalist, as we have 59 points there for Bareo Totumu from Turkey. Next one up, I think, should be the gold medalist of 2019, which is here he is with his Scion FRS. Let's see what he can do. He looked good in practice, and not filling out outside zone 1. That's not what the judges want to see. He got to outside zone 2. That's a little bit better. Inside clip is there as well, as we move on to the next outside zone, which, with one wheel there, missing a little bit here and there, half a meter I would say. And here also not the greatest line from Dmytro Iluk, a little bit too shallow, I think, for the judges. And maybe this is a safe run, just to get some points on the board. And here, the last zone, he fills out beautifully. Dmytro Iluk from Ukraine with his Scion FRS, 920 horsepower under the hood. And I'm sure I can say that with this car, with this Scion FRS, he looks better right now than he has done previously with his Nissan S14. And maybe this car is more to his liking, more to his style, and we know what Dmytro Iluk is capable of doing. Has, of course, had a lot of success in his drifting career, and lots of championship titles under his belt as well. And here we have some inside shots as well. Of course, the judges always have to think about the results. That's not that it comes just in 1 second. You have to analyze the run, and to be fair again against every driver. And I'm sure, I'm hearing that we will get the graphics here for Dmytro Iluk. So 25 line, 25 angle, 24 style, and in the end 74 points. That is right now second position for the Ukrainian driver. Next one up, number 21, that's Hakan Alhasani from the United Arab Emirates. Also one to watch for sure. A little bit of a slow initiation, not fully committed there, but right now getting to that outside zones. And we hear, the Turkish driver was driving in really high revs. Right now the driver, Hakan Alhasani, is not 100%ly revving his engine out, playing it maybe a little bit safe in this first run, but he's getting to that outside zones beautifully. That's what will count for the score. And yeah, over the finish line there, Hakan Alhasani from the United Arab Emirates. Nissan S14 with this distinctive Boss kit, Boss body kit. And 1000 horsepower, he has said the car has, and it seems like he has a lot of them already from the low RPMs. So yeah, Hakan Alhasani representing United Arab Emirates, and that's, I think, was almost 2 wheels off, as we see on the replay. So that will be a deduction. And yeah, the lines are there not just for fun. They're there to mark the track, and if you are outside the track, then you will be punished by the judges by getting less points. And I think in every motorsport, if you leave the track, you get penalized. For example, in F1 or circuit racing, you will get some penalties, or your lap times will be deleted. In rally, if you are off the track, then you are probably in the ditches. So that's why we also punish the drivers here if they go outside the track. Yeah, you can maybe hear it's quite windy. It's quite windy here at the circuit Ricardo Tormo, and yeah, the sun is shining. That is nice. We had some weather forecasts with possible rain. We had rain in the previous nights, but during the days the sunshine prevails. So nice to see that it's windy but sunny. That's, I think, is the main main thing here at the drifting competition. Yeah, we have lots of things and stuff going on in this circuit, in Aspar circuit, and also of course in the roads for rally as well. And 63 points there for Hakan Alhasani. Yeah, dropped some points there in style and in the line as well. Next one up, number 22, Christos Canaras from Greece. Let's see what he can do. Really aggressive initiation. That's nice to see. That's and a classic BMW 36 M3. Inside zone was nice. The first outside zone as well. And he keeps it floored. He keeps it floored right now through the track. Really deep transition there, big angle. If that will be a lead run, then maybe the judges will look at that. But right now, he's keeping it otherwise clean. The last outside zones, he gets the first one there. The second one really beautifully filled out, and over the line there, Christos Canaras from Greece. I will check with Christos how to pronounce his last name to be 100% correct for the final runs tomorrow. And yeah, about who will qualify and who will not. As we have 30 drivers left, we will, I'm sure, have a full top 32 bracket, and that means that if you get some points on the board, then you should qualify for tomorrow's big finals, when the cars, of course, will be driving side by side. And this configuration of the track allows them to be really close, so I'm sure we will have amazing battles tomorrow. So this is just the beginning. This is just qualifying for drifting. The main event, the final runs, the tandem runs, we will see tomorrow, starting from 1 o'clock already Spanish time. So check that out, what it will be in your time zone. In the most of Europe, it will be 1 o'clock, a little bit to the east. That will be 2 o'clock. But yeah, check in on the internet what time the finals will begin in your country, as I'm sure a lot of spectators all around the world will be watching. That's for sure. And yeah, thank you everybody who has tuned in. I will be with you the 2 whole days. 74 points for Christos Canaras, and he is in P2 right now. So not a lot of points right now for the drivers. I think the judges want to see a little bit more from them, but we have a lot of big guns still coming up. So next one up right now, Dilshot Yusupov from Uzbekistan with the BMW E92 M3. And yeah, shallow line there in the first corner, not fully committed to the outside zone. tries to go by. The inside zone is good, but we have only one inside zone and 7 outside zones, so the outside zones are much more important. If we look at the scoring or the judging for the qualifying, yeah, also maybe not the fastest car, not maybe so much grip for the Uzbekistan driver, but he gets through, and yeah, it was overly, I would say it was a fluid run, no big mistakes, looked quite okay, and we will see that of course in the replay. Yeah, we heard of course it's a V8 engine, 4 liters and 550 horsepower, so yeah, on the lower side of the horsepowers if we look at all the competitors. Right now we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers, 8 out of totally 30. I counted 30, so we should have 30 drivers out there. And I'm sure we will get the score for Dilshot Yusupov also in just a few seconds. As the next drivers are getting ready, and the next driver should be from Belgium. The next driver from Belgium, Peter van Horik, with the BMW E46 M2, and 51 points only there for Dilshot Yusupov. Has to try to think of something for his second run to get a better score, and yeah. Let's see what the next drivers will show us. Yeah, it's an E46 M2, so with the M2 body kit, that's quite popular. And yeah, we see Peter van Horik, one of the experienced more drivers, of course, we could say. Beautiful looking there, M2 body kit, and yeah, I would say nice initiation by the Belgian driver. Not the best outside zone there. And the inner clip, I think, yeah, wasn't also perfect. Ooh, a little bit of a struggle there during that transition for Peter van Horik, as he tries to navigate through the track. Yeah, at the beginning of the outside zone. This is the longest outside zone, but the beginning wasn't there. At the end, it was a little bit better, as he comes up to the last corner and drifts through the last corner and is over the line. Yeah, I think not the best run you've seen, but also not the baddest one, so should be, I think, somewhere in the middle there, Peter van Horik, with this run, as we will see the replay once again. And here we see the pre-grid as well for just for a second, as we waited for the replay once again. And yeah, so close, beautiful drone shots here. Yeah, it shows drifting from completely another angle, and yeah, it almost looks like a video game right now, as we are following Peter van Horik through the track and through the last corners here. And yeah, the grandstands here are packed, the drifting grandstands, and that's nice to see. A lot of love and a lot of appreciation here from the crowd for the drifting competition at the FIA Motorsport Games 2024. As I said, 30 countries, should have been, I think, 32, but we will get to that story a little bit later. But yeah, I counted, I think, 30 countries, but to be sure, I can count them once again. So yeah, 30 countries, should have been 32, but some technical issues. Peter van Horik, 72 points right now in 4th position, and that's what I said, yeah, that he will be somewhere in the middle, I think, with this run. So yeah, unfortunately, 2 countries or 2 drivers and their cars have technical issues, and had, yeah, during the practice runs, and unfortunately that's terminal for this event, and they can't compete, but we will get to them when their time will come to be, or wrong qualifying. Next one up, Bas M from Netherlands, really committed there through the initiation and fills that outside zone nicely. Yeah, wheels are spinning, smoke is coming, and here we see the limiter, or hear the limiter as well. As yeah, Bas M navigates through this track yeah, he's got almost all outside zones, and the last one beautifully filled out as well. So Bas M from the Netherlands. 500 horsepower he has written in his driver info card. 500 horsepower and 1,200 kilograms of weight for this BMW E46. So yeah, lots of stuff happening here in the judges' tower as well. Of course, some honorary guests, and that's why if you hear somebody in the background, then that's the judges, of course, talking with each other as well at some point, as they are sometimes discussing. They're discussing more during tandem runs, of course. Right now everybody is focused on their job, as one judge is for the line, one judge is for the angle, and one judge for style. So that's how they divide their work today in qualifying. And I think next one up should be the driver from Japan, Koji Tada, with the Toyota GR86. As we still see some replays, and 85 points for Bas M, and that's puts him in the top spot right now in qualifying. So great job there by the driver from the Netherlands. And here we see the beautiful Toyota GR86 with a nice Japanese classic livery, Koji Tada. Of course, drifting, or Japan is the birthplace of drifting. And let's see what the Japanese driver will show us in his first qualifying run. Koji Tada, nicely committed, but doesn't get to that outside zone there, and that will be some points missed. Outside zone 2 is much better already. Inner zone is beautifully done as he comes up to the next outside zones. But yeah, not filling them out 100%. Not filling them out 100%. Getting better right now at the end of the track, as he will have still one more transition to go. And right now the last corner, now he's flooring it. Now Koji Tada is flooring it and going over the finish line. Yeah, it's nice to see Japan represented at the FIA Motorsport Games here in drifting as well. So yeah, Koji Tada, I think, will also be one driver to watch out for the tandem runs, as we know the Japanese love some close tandems. And I'm sure he will put up a show tomorrow as well. But still, he has one more run in qualifying to better his score. And yeah, 960 horsepower and 1,250 kilograms of weight. So it's a nicely powered car, there, this Toyota GR86, and we will have another GR86 coming up a little bit later. Of course, lots of cars, or the most cars are manufactured by BMW. 3 Series, 2 Series, 1 Series, but we have some Toyotas, some Nissans as well, and a Mazda as well. So beautiful to see the diversity there, also for the cars. And here we have the points for Koji Tada, and it's 88, the most points out of all up until this point, and that puts him in first position. So yeah, he dropped some points on the line, but otherwise on style and angle he gets a lot there. So beautifully done by Koji Tada. And the next one is Rodrigo Gallo from Argentina. Also we have seen him in previous motorsport games, as well as we have some other drivers, of course. Rodrigo Gallo with his BMW E36 M3 representing Argentina, and let's see what he can do. Had a little bit of a accident in the practice runs. Some other car, I didn't remember who, crashed into him, broke his rear suspension. But everything is forgotten, and Rodrigo Gallo is lightening up this circuit here at Ricardo Tormo, near Valencia, but definitely in Spain, 100%. So yeah, right now I think it's doing a solid job, Rodrigo Gallo. Missing there a little bit of that outside zone, I think. Got into some turbo lag, and that's why he lacked power to get to that outside zone, but he has done his run. And let's try to analyze it a little bit more during the replay. Yeah, I wasn't 100% on the outside zone 1, as we see here right now how the drivers are lining up, the ones who have qualified already. And we see that Rodrigo Gallo is unfortunately missing some outside zones. I think, yeah, a little bit of angle wise here as well. He lost some momentum at the time, but got it back at the end. But yeah, I think the line judge won't be very happy with this run from Rodrigo Gallo. So let's see what the score will be for the driver from Argentina. Next one up will be Yakim Anderson from Sweden. He's shown some good pace and some good commitment and fluidity. And we know of course Sweden is big in drifting. Sweden is big in drifting, of course, as Norway as well. The Scandinavian countries there. And 53 points, yeah, for the line. Half of the points missed. Angle, lots of points missed. And style, only 12 out of 30. So only 53 points there for Rodrigo Gallo, and yeah, he has to try to better that. Yeah, and here we see what I talked about, Yakim Anderson from Sweden. 800 horsepower in his Nissan S14.5, and we hear that. Good initiation, and he gets to that outside zone at least with one wheel and gets to outside zone 2 really beautifully. Haven't seen that for a while right now. Inside zone was great as well there. As we move to the next outside zones, he's filling them out really beautifully. Yakim Anderson, the first part of the track, really beautifully done by the Swedish driver as he fills it out once again. Wow, that's nice precision driving there by Yakim Anderson. Yeah, transitions at the right places at the right time and fills it out beautifully. Yakim Anderson. Yeah, I think this was one of the best runs we have seen today in qualifying, and I'm sure the judges will reward that. Here we see, yeah, but the beginning, almost right from the beginning, he was on the outside zones and kept it there through the whole course. The inside zone was perfect as well, and nice fluid transitions, what we love to see, and it was a really fluid, committed run, and also from the technical point of view, the outside zones, everything. Wow, this is what we could watch all day long, but with another car attached to the lead car, and we hear some cheers already coming up, and I'm sure that means that the next driver will be from Spain, the local hero Ruben Bolanos Lopez with a BMW E46. As he is getting ready, warming up his tires right there, right where the spectators are, and they get to see a great show there as well here, who have come to the venue. And but yeah, everybody who's watching the live stream, I think you are getting a treat as well. We have all the right angles from the cameras. We have everything, and tomorrow, of course, we will speak also with the judges about yeah, the battles and why some drivers will win, have won, or some drivers have lost. So that all will be interesting tomorrow as well, as we are getting ready for the score for Yakim Anderson, and I'm sure it should be a good one. It should be a good one. And it's 83, so yeah, a little bit missed there for the line. I don't know where that came from. Maybe from the first initiation. The judges want to see full commitment right from the initiation. But yeah, the judges know better than me, that's for sure, and they know better than, yeah, I have to say, lots of spectators. Oh no, here we have the right points. Sorry, 93 in the end. Okay, that's more like it. That's more like it. 93 points for Yakim Anderson. And yeah, sometimes of course we can some information can get lost, but I think that puts him in P1, Yakim Anderson. As we see the local hero, the local matador, Ruben Bolanos Lopez from Spain. Let's see what he can do. He is fully committed right from the beginning. Slowed a little bit down, I think, right through the initiation, but we see him smoking up, lighting up his rear tires and trying to get as many points as possible. And yeah, he fills out that zones. He fills out that zones. Maybe the speed isn't so high as we saw right before from Yakim Anderson. Yeah, missed that zone a little bit, but right now he comes to the last zone and he fills that out. So Ruben Bolanos Lopez from Spain does a solid job, I would say. Does a solid job there, as we can see it once again on the replay. Yeah, of course you have to slow down a little bit on the initiation, but the judges will really take a look at that, because when the tandem battles will begin, the chase car, yeah, thinks that you won't be slowing down so much. So that will be, yeah, I think a lot of discussions for that. Oh, a little bit 2 wheels off there for Ruben Bolanos Lopez. Unfortunately, at some point that will be a deduction 4 points for sure. And the judges, of course, are sometimes wanting to see some special zones to see if there was 1 wheel, 2 wheels, sometimes maybe 3 wheels off. But yeah, Ruben Bolanos Lopez has done his job in his first run, and we will be waiting for the scores to come. We have, yeah, maybe if somebody was waiting for their countries, we have the next 3 countries coming up: Hungary, Portugal and Kosovo. And after that, Latvia and Poland. So if you are watching somewhere in the background the live stream and want to see your driver from your country, his run, then yeah, Hungary, Portugal, Kosovo and Latvia and Poland as well. The next 5 drivers, the next 5 countries who will be doing their qualifying runs in just a few moments. So yeah, from Hungary we will have Petri, sorry, and we have the score there for Ruben Bolanos Lopez, and 73. That puts him in 8th position. I think a solid first run for him. I'm sure he can better that for the next one. And here we have the driver from Hungary. Yeah, it's Robert Petri. It's one of the louder cars right now. Outside zone 1 was missed out. Outside zone 2 is much better than we have inside zone 3. And coming up to outside zone 4, that is filled out beautifully. Outside zone 5 is nicely done there by Robert Petri as well. A little bit of a slow transition, but the longest outside zone we have, that's outside zone 6. Yeah, almost beautifully done. Outside zone 7 here with 1 wheel there. And now the last corner. And the last outside zone 8, that's good there in the end from Robert Petri. But yeah, I don't think that was the most fluid run. A bit of corrections there, I think, on the angle. That's of course up to the judges, but yeah, I'm trying to put my perspective in a little bit as well, to maybe get a little clearer picture for the spectators who are watching drifting for the first time or second time. And yeah, I'll try to explain as much as possible what is happening on track and why some drivers getting a higher score, why some drivers getting a lower score. And right now, my eye was right when I saw the Swedish run run by Yakim Anderson, the Swedish driver. He got 93 points, and that's the most up until this moment. So maybe we're getting there. We're getting there to the 100 points. Let's see. I'm sure in the second run we will get higher points, because the drivers will be able to risk a little bit more, because they have already some points on the board. and then you can go all in, all or nothing in the second one if you have solid points baggage from your first run. Next one up should be Joao Vieira, or Joao Vieira. I will check that as well. Sorry for my pronunciation sometimes, because sometimes there are new drivers who I haven't seen and who I haven't commented. So let's say Portugal and Vieira. That will be quite correct. BMW E36. As we get the score for Robert Petri, 82 points. So in the end, a solid points baggage for Robert Petri from Hungary. As the next one, as I said, is Vieira from Portugal. Here we see, of course, not far away from Spain, just on the left of Spain is Portugal, and let's see what Vieira can show. Beautiful livery there in the national colors. Coming up to the initiation, a little bit of a long handbrake pull and missing out the first zones there. Unfortunately, the Portuguese driver has to better that, and he is trying to better that, and he is getting more to the outside zones in the middle part of the track as he comes right now to the second to last corner. And yeah, with one wheel he is there, and the end with two as well. The last transition, not the perfect line here as well, as he tries to get to that outside zone in the end, and he does that at least. So yeah, we could say a 50-50 run line-wise. The other aspects, angle and style, yeah, I leave that to the judges. The line is more easily to understand, as you see, if he gets in there or he doesn't get in there. And of course, I'm sure if we will have maybe a time or a pause a little bit, then we will maybe try to speak with the judges, and they will explain a little bit more what they want to see. And I'm sure we will speak with them tomorrow. That's 100%. So you will hear from them, their point of view, what they want to see, and that will be even more important, of course, in the tandem runs, because there's always some tricky situations that need explaining, and yeah, who better can do that than one of the judges. I think we are almost halfway there, or even more. Yeah, we have done 16 drivers, so precisely in the middle. Next one upcoming should be Dion Kazi from Kosovo, rocking a 92 Eurofighter kit as well. I think we have 3 or 4 cars with that body kit. Yeah, quite famous, of course, done by HGK. So let's see, Dion Kazi, 3-liter engine, so I'm pretty sure that's either a 2JZ or a BMW 800 horsepower, and we have 70 points for Joao Vieira from Portugal. So also a little bit on the less side, but he has the second run to work on that, and yeah, all black everything there for the driver from Kosovo, Dion Kazi. We have seen some really aggressive and good runs from him in the practice, and now he has some second e-brake pull there, and after the initiation. It looks like the car is a bit too much grip at some points, as he can't go to the outside zones, but he's trying to do a better job on that. But those two wheels there, unfortunately, out of the track, the driver from Kosovo. But here on the longest outside zone, he is doing beautifully. And that's a really shallow line, unfortunately, and in the end there by Dion Kazi from Kosovo. And yeah, to explain a little bit more about the line, the first zone with outside zone 1, outside zone 2, and inner zone 3 or inner clips 3, that's the most important, with 13 points out of the 40 possible for line. So here we see I think the number 1 driver hasn't driven yet, so there's maybe a mistake there, but I think Yakim Anderson should be. Yes, then Zdenek Rabek will be driving a little bit later. So Yakim Anderson on top, then comes the Japanese driver. Kitata, of course, and I think in third we had Kevin Pesur, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we will get all the results shown time to time, and of course after the first run, so we will see them again for sure with points as well. As we're waiting for the score for the Dion Kazi, yeah, here we see the replay, the mandatory replay, slow-mo, and the points will be right on that. 53 points, unfortunately, there, only for Dion Kazi. Has to do a little bit better there. But okay, as we move on, the next one, yeah, the original Eurofighter, the original HGK Eurofighter, with Christos Canaras from Latvia behind the wheel, the gold medalist of the previous FIA Motorsport Games in France, and he is here with a mood to defend his medal, and we see he's relaxed, he's focused but relaxed, I think, at the same time. Christos Canaras from Latvia, number 80, and he is ready to rock in his first qualifying run. Of course, one of the louder cars as well, rocking a V8 race engine. Outside zone was quite okay. Outside zone 2 is well there as well. Inside clip, he is there nicely, and yeah, the sound of a high revving V8, I don't know what can sound better. It's really angry sounding, and yeah, here's flirting a little bit with a tire off the track, but still manages to be in that outside zone during almost the whole run. And right now coming up to the last zone, and he is there as well. So Christos Canaras from Latvia with his first run, and gets some round of applause from the spectators here as well. So I think, yeah, the only thing I think was outside zone 1 maybe, the initiation. He was there. He wasn't there from the first meter. He was there from the second meter. But otherwise, I think all the outside zones, yeah, sometimes maybe not 100% completely, but here and there. And the speed I think was there as well. Looked pretty fast through the course. Christos Canaras, of course, has been competing all around the world with lots of success everywhere he has driven. And here we see some nice onboard shots from the Latvian driver. Yeah, beautiful office there, all carbon fiber, or aluminium parts for Christos Canaras, and he has a passenger seat as well, so maybe there are some passenger rides planned at some point for Christos Canaras. And yeah, lots of work, handbrakes, but I think he's doing everything almost with one gear. So yeah, that was almost a full run there by Christos Canaras and with the onboard. And we have the score coming in for Christos Canaras as the next, and it's 81 points. So missing some points there, 9 points for line, and 5 and 5 each for angle and style. So 81 points puts him right now in the 6th position, Christos Canaras. As next one up is the bronze medalist of the previous games, Yakob Ponsky from Poland with his Toyota GR86. Of course, a driver who is famous not only for doing drifting, but for competing at Dakar rallies for multiple times. And yeah, nice initiation there by Yakob Ponsky, doing well on that first 2 outside zones. Coming to that inside clip, really, yeah, fluid and smooth run by Ponsky. That's his signature style. And he's one of the, yeah, I would say that more technical drivers who is driving not only with his heart but with his brains as well. And right now we see that he is filling them out really precisely there, Yakob Ponsky. And yep, from a technical point of view, a good run. Maybe not so much action maybe going on, or not the sound there and everything. But yeah, if we look from a technical point of view, can't do better, I think, than that than Yakob Ponsky. Rocking that Toyota GR86, and I think it's with a BF58 engine, the modern day 2JZ, we could say, the one that comes with or within or in the modern day Supra, as well as a lot of BMWs, of course. So yeah, Yakob Ponsky with a clean run there, as we are seeing the replays once again. But yeah, of course, one thing is qualifying. Maybe I think in drifting it's not as important as maybe in circuit racing or some other disciplines where yeah, you get in qualifying your starting position. Here in qualifying we get the tandem bracket, and the drivers with the higher scores in top 32 get the drivers with the lower scores against. So it is important, but it's maybe not as important as maybe in some other disciplines. So everything can happen. And 92 points there for Yakob Ponsky, and I think that should put him into second spot right now, because Zdenek Kadarabek, who was shown first, I think hasn't done his run yet. Nasser Al-Kharbali Urias coming up next from El Salvador. 6.2 liter supercharged engine, 1100 horsepower. Let's see what he can do in his S13, also with a Boss body kit. And he is fast and loud, and all the ingredients there. Nicely done, the first outside zones by Nasser Al-Kharbali Urias, representing El Salvador, and yeah, lighting up that tires. Doing a good job there. The driver from El Salvador, and I think it's a spectacle to watch. What Nasser is showing us right now, and yeah, and he's doing a 360 in the end. Whoa, that's for the spectators, not for the judges. Sometimes they say that you can't do that after the finish line, because it can be dangerous, but I think at that point here Nasser Al-Kharbali wanted to show off a little bit, to show off his driving skills, and he did just that. Yeah, beautiful sounding engine. I think almost all the zones 100% filled, and I'm sure there should be a good score there for the driver from El Salvador. As we had already a good score there by Yakob Ponsky with 92 points. Okay, who is coming up? Who is coming up next? Israel will be represented by Itai Sadeh, Lebanon by Mohamad Chehab, then we have Georgia with Mevlud Meladze, and the United Kingdom with Vli Edwards. So that's the next. These are the next 5 drivers, and the next 5 nations that will go on in qualifying here in drifting competition. Yeah, we will have lots of BMWs coming up. We had some Toyotas, some Nissans here and there, and now the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think even 6 cars will be BMWs. So for all the BMW lovers out there, now it's your time to tune in and to see to see lots of nice BMWs in drifting action as we are getting the score for Nasser Al-Harlabi, and 82 points for Nasser Al-Harlabi Urias. Yeah, quite solid, but not 100%. Okay, here we have Ezer Sday from Israel, BMW E46, 800 horsepower. Nice flick there at the initiation, and he's going in fast, and he has the speed there, he has the talent as well, and right now he is showing everybody what this Israeli youngster can do, and I think doing a good job. A really great line, right on the edge of the track. Ooh, that was a little bit of a mistake during that transition. Didn't get fully to that outside zone right from the beginning, and leaves it a little bit early as well, but the next two zones I think will be his. Some left foot braking sure going on there as well, and yeah, over the line. Ooh, it looked almost like a perfect run by Ezer Sday right until that 1-1 transition, which will for sure be a points deduction from I think every judge there. But of course it is a tricky and technical track, you can't deny that, and maybe the speed is not as important as on other tracks or other layouts, but I think for the tandem runs this will be nice to watch. We have a lot of transitions, we have a lot of outside zones where the chase driver can come closely to the lead driver tomorrow in the tandem run, so I'm sure it will be nice to watch. And yeah, here we have some nice drone shots once again, and yeah, so up here everything is going beautifully. Ooh, the drone the drone went a little bit further away, and he came to the judges tower, but we have it looks like we have the results coming in while we're watching this slow motion replay of Ezer Sday representing Israel. Yeah, a really talented driver, and I'm sure one to watch for tomorrow as well. Yeah, number 9, and ooh, 79. So yeah, this mistake cost him, I'm sure, at least 10 or 15 points. This one transition mistake, I'm sure was around 10 points. So I'm sure he can do better, and I'm sure he will do better in his second run. As we move on to the next driver, Mohamad Chehab from Lebanon, number 99, Scion FRS. Whoa, really wide there on the first initiation, hitting some cones and being with two wheels off. It was really committed, but I think that will be as points deduction for the driver from Lebanon. Otherwise, he is there, he is on these outside zones, and on the initiation he was on the outside zone a little bit too much, that's for sure, as he navigates through the track, through the slower part there, and now coming up to the last corner. Now he can floor it, ripping up the tires and going a little bit deep, I think, there as well. But yeah, all in all, committed and aggressive run. That's what, of course, the judges can reward or will reward. And here we see the initiation. Yeah, that is a bit maybe too wide there. But he got to the outside zone right from the beginning. That was the nice part, I think. I think one of the few who has done that, to be on the first centimeters on outside zone 1. So he will get points for that. He will get some deduction to being here as well, a bit too deep. Yeah, 2 wheels off. So you have to be precise. You can't be like just committed and all in and yeah, going wide all the time. That's what the drifters want to do, but yeah, sometimes it's not possible. And here we have the results right now. Anderson first, Przgonski second, so Sweden, Poland, and then Japan, and then we have Bas M from Netherlands, of course. Yeah, sorry. And Nasser Al-Harlabi Urias in a 5th position. I think that's what the score showed. Mohamad Chehab, we see his run once again, and we have the score coming in as well. the driver from Lebanon. How many points will he get? At this point, I won't even try to guess, because I don't know how much the judges will penalize the driving off with two wheels at 2 points on the track. So your guess is as good as mine, and it's 80. It's 80. It's yeah, on the higher part, of course, as we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers still left. And next one up is Mevlut Meladze from Georgia, one of the loudest cars. It's like coming in hot from the exhaust. That's how we could call it. Mevlut Meladze, BMW E36, ripping it up on the first corner, and I think he was a little bit too fast and slid a bit. Oh, and that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake, and that's for sure a 0 there. I think the first 0 we will see or have seen in qualifying in the first runs. Mevlut Meladze representing Georgia in his BMW E36. And yeah, this second part of the run is just using it for practicing for the second run, because with a 0 you can't of course qualifying with the 0. Let's see on the replay what went wrong. I think he came in really hot and he didn't accelerate, so we saw he was just sliding, and of course if you're sliding then you don't have the grip to get the car in the zones where you want to be, and then don't go too wide. And then it looked like he was a bit of a passenger there at the first corner, because if he would have floored the throttle earlier, then he wouldn't have slided so much to the outside and had to like abandon the run. So yeah, 0 there for Mevlut Meladze as we move on to the next drivers. And that's Levi Edwards from the United Kingdom. Yeah, looks like a young gun there. BMW E36, a classic choice, a classic chassis. Yeah, BMW 3 Series on Nissan S chassis. That's the classic choice in drifting. And here we see, I think it was quite okay, the first zone, the second zone as well. Yeah, we hear it's supercharged. It's supercharged, his 6.2 V8 engine. So maybe not the loudest car out there, but it's making some different noise, this BMW E36. And I'm sure there are a lot of supercharged lovers out there watching this, and maybe this will be their new favorite, Levi Edwards from the United Kingdom. And I think the run is good as well. He's getting to all the outside zones. Fluid run as far as I saw. So let's see. Maybe we can see on the replay, or see it more closely, more exactly what happened there. I think good initiation. He was on the outside zone. He was here on the outside zone as well, really close to the outside line or the limits of the track, but that's what we want to see. Committed to the outside zone, and yeah, a little bit deep there, but I think almost everybody is doing that. They're really good through this long outside zone 6, I think it is, and no problems there in the last corner as well. So solid run there by the arriver from United Kingdom, Levi Edwards. Or Lee Edwards. I will check that as well. Yeah, with most of the names, everything is plus minus okay, but some are miracle for me still. Not a miracle. There is a much better word, I'm sure. But we are moving on to the next driver, and that is coming from far away, from South America, from Brazil. It's Rafael Marinho with a BMW E92, and of course we have a lot of European countries, of course, competing, because the games are here. It's easier logistically to come here, and financially as well. So yeah, big cheers to everybody who has come from far away, like from the United Arab Emirates, from Uzbekistan, Japan, Argentina, El Salvador, of course, Israel, Lebanon, United Kingdom, of course, you have to go by a ferry or by a train there to come to Europe as well. What do we have as well? Yeah, Brazil. So these are the countries from the furthest away. So yeah, really happy to have them here, and really happy that they can compete at the FIA Motorsport Games. And I think it's quite solid that out of the 72 points there, some points lost. Therefore, the driver from United Kingdom. But yeah, it's nice that 30, or it was planned, 32 countries to be represented, and out of the 82 that we have at the FIA Motorsport Games. And here we have Rafael Marinho from Brazil, missing that outside zone 1, missing that outside zone 2. Unfortunately, a bit of a shallow line. Inside zone is okay, but he has driven the inside zone there at the beginning. Right now he's getting there, he's getting in the flow, he's getting more to the outside zones, and we see that for some drivers the first corner is a bit of a challenge to get to that outside and to be fully committed, and then from the second, third corner they are getting more and more in the flow, and yeah, that's what Rafael Marinho did as well. So first corner wasn't great. After that he was getting more and more to the outside, so great to see that he's getting better and better with every meter he is driving on this track. So Rafael Marinho with his BMW E92, 4.4 V8 and 750 horsepower, so I'm sure it's turbocharged as well, and I think we could hear that also in the live stream. And so we have 5 drivers still coming up. Czech Republic, Norway, Denmark, Italy and Lithuania. And unfortunately we don't, the next one should have been France, Mattias Locatelli. But unfortunately during the practice his engine got damaged, broken, so an engine failure unfortunately puts Mattias Locatelli out of the competition. So it's yeah, such a shame and unfortunate for the France driver and for the France fans as well. So unfortunately Mattias Locatelli won't be competing in the qualifying and of course in the tandem runs as well, as we have 68 points there for Rafael Marinho. So yeah, France is one of the 2 countries who won't be competing in qualifying. The other country unfortunately is Germany, so Jan-Erik Ayrton Sieber unfortunately won't be competing and representing Germany because of a broken gearbox. But we have Czech Republic, Zdenek Kaderabek coming up, missing that outside zone 1, unfortunately outside zone 2, much better, already on point, on spot there, Zdenek Kaderabek. But now, a little bit of a different situation to other drivers. He was on the outside zone 2 there in the first corner, but now he missed some outside zones and now just slowly coming back to the outside. As yeah, I'm talking all about the outside, but it's really important. You get almost 40 points for being in these outside zones out of the 100 possible. So if you want to have a great score, you have to be on point. You have to be on point. There's no other way to say it. Of course, you have to maintain the angle, and then not like do a lot of wavering there with the steering wheel. That's important as well. You get 30 points for that, and also for how much deep you go or how much less angle you have at some point. So it's sometimes quite tricky. And yeah, here we saw some wheels off there off the track by the Czech Republic driver. And yeah, style is all the overall run, we would say. Yeah, fluidity, how the run looks, how fluid it is without big corrections, and commitment as well. And commitment, I think, almost or lots of points will be for the first corner, because that's where we see lots of drivers not fully committed. Because yeah, you have quite close to the first corner a wall. Maybe yeah, we can spot it on the live stream as well. You're coming in hot there with, I think, I don't know, 120 kilometers per hour. It's a short run to the initiation, but it's still the cars are so powerful and so grippy tires that they accelerate pretty fast. I heard some drivers have had some runs on an airport, and they have clocked the acceleration. 67 points there for Zdenek Kaderabek, and some of the drift cars with 1,000 and more horsepower, they are on acceleration in the hypercar league. So imagine that, like LaFerraris and stuff like that. So and now Simen Olsen from Norway, one of the biggest stars, of course, here in this competition. Has been competing overseas, we could say it like that, in the United States for the past few years, and we see a really smooth driving style there by Simen Olsen with his beautiful Toyota GR Supra, and painting out those or painting over with black rubber these white outside zones as he comes to that last corner, and that is centimeter perfect in the end there by Simen Olsen. I think this should be a good one. This should be a good one. Let's try to see in the replay if I missed something, but that was a great run. I think, not 100% on that outside zone 1, and outside zone 2 he missed a little bit as well. So that will be, I think, a bit of a points deduction there for the Norwegian. But otherwise, it looks so smooth and looks like a cloud-making machine there. The car, the GR Supra from Simen Olsen. So we will wait for the scores in just a few moments when the judges will have them. But yes, Simen Olsen with a really smooth driving style. I won't start to sing, but smooth driving style. Simen Olsen there. As we have the scores coming in, and it's 90 points in the end. Good result by Simen Olsen. A bit of deduction there for the line, 4 points for style, 2 points for angle, but otherwise judges were happy with the run of Simen Olsen, and that puts him up into 3rd position right now, as we are moving to the next driver from Denmark. I think, yes, Mats Benjamin Andreasen with a BMW E92 M3. Another one of these Eurofighter body kits on there, and missed outside zone 1, got into that outside zone 2. That's nice to see, and let's see how he can fill out these outside zones during the whole track. I think it's good. It's quite solid. Lightening up those tires, screaming. The car is screaming into the limiter as he has the last transition, and now he can floor it. Now he can follow it right by the spectators, and going deep, going wide, going really good. That's Mats Benjamin Andreasen representing Denmark. And after Andreasen, there should have been the German driver Jan-Erik Ayrton Sieber, but unfortunately gearbox failure, and no chance to fix that. No spare gearbox, I think, with them. I heard that. I think it's a new build, so some issues, unfortunately, technical, and that's why the German driver won't be competing in qualifying and in tandem runs as well. And we have only 2 drivers left with their first qualifying runs. That will be Italy, represented by Luca Fuscini, and the Lithuanian Andrius Vasiliauskas as well. And then, of course, everybody will get their second runs. We won't have, it looks like, any pauses between the first and second run. I will check maybe with the race director if we will have some pause for maybe painting the lines or something like that. But I see the drivers on the pre-grid lining up already. I quickly check and come back to you with the next run, which will be the Italian driver Luca Fuscini. Okay, and I have the information about if there will be a pause or not between run 1 and run 2. No, we will just continue straight forward with the second qualifying runs, and it's getting more and more windy here. Yeah, I really hope that tomorrow we will have. I can live with wind. I can't live with rain. So fingers crossed for tomorrow, because the forecast differs from yeah, page to page. 77 points there for Mats Benjamin Andreasen, puts him into 12th position right now of the first runs. As we have still 2 drivers left, as I said, Luca Fuscini from Italy with a really beautiful Mazda RX-7, the FC generation. So yeah, from the front you can sometimes I think that it's a Nissan S13, make that mistake, but no, it's a Mazda RX-7, 600 horsepower, 6.2 liter V8, and let's see what Luca Fuscini can do. The car is beautiful. Let's see if the driving will be as beautiful. And coming in hot, coming in really wide there, Luca Fuscini. That was really nicely committed there to the first outside zone 1, outside zone 2 on point as well. Coming to that inside zone, that was nicely done. Smooth transitions there, and wow, filling out all the zones there. Luca Fuscini from Italy. A bit of a, yeah, I think that wasn't a perfect transition there, but still filling, coming out a little bit out of the outside zone, a little bit too early, but fully committed through the last corner, and that's over the finish line. Yeah, sometimes the drivers think that I have to come a little bit earlier out to get the transition done for the next outside zone, so from outside zone 6, the longest one, to outside zone 7, which is a shorter one. I think we will see that in just a few moments. Here we have outside zone 1 and 2. That was beautifully done by the Italian driver. Yeah, can't complain about that. And here we have everything all right, and I think we will get soon to that spot what I was talking about. Here I think he wasn't as deep maybe as the judges would have wanted after that outside zone, but here we see he comes, yeah, a lot of meters too early to get to this outside zone. So a bit of compromised outside zone 6 there for Luca Fuscini, but otherwise I think it was a solid run by the Italian driver. Yeah, I'm a little bit biased because of the car. The Mazda RX-7 looks really great here on track. A proper old school car, as we're getting ready for the last qualifying run for run 1, as we will move on to the second runs in just a few moments. And yeah, Lithuania represented by Andrius Vasiliauskas, number 999. So yeah, you can't get a higher number in the registration, so that's why of course he has the last qualifying run. Maybe I think it's on purpose that he always wants to run as last in qualifying, as we have 75 points for Luca Fuscini, so quite a bit of deduction unfortunately for him, but yeah, maybe he can better that score on his second attempt. Right now we have drifted for 1 hour and 15 minutes, so around that we'll take the second runs as well, approximately, and everything is going by the book, going by the schedule, as Andrius Vasiliauskas from Lithuania is getting ready. I'm sure in the, or did we have other points for Fuscini? I don't know what we are, maybe. But yeah, I'm sure lots of Lithuanians are watching Andrius Vasiliauskas. The Lithuanians are really passionate and crazy about drifting, and I'm sure the YouTube chat is full right now of Lithuanian fans. So shout out to you, and let's enjoy the first qualifying run of Andrius Vasiliauskas. Of course, in the previous games, Benediktas Čirba was representing Lithuania. This time it's Andrius Vasiliauskas, but both are high-level drivers, high-level athletes. And let's see what Vasiliauskas can do. A nice flick there, a bit of a handbrake, and with one wheel in that outside zone 1. Outside zone 2 done much more beautiful in his BMW E92. I think it's rocking a B58 as well. Really beautifully done, and the speed, we see the speed is there from Andrius Vasiliauskas as well. Really beautiful transition there, really snappy. Did it pretty quick. Comes a little bit early out from that outside zone 6 as well. In here with I think a bit of wheels or wheel off, and beautifully done in the end by Andrius Vasiliauskas. So yeah, one of the better runs we have seen today for sure. Yeah, I think the outside zone 1 wasn't 100% perfect, around 80% perfect we could say, but otherwise, yeah, really close to that outside zone all the time. But yeah, all the time you have to leave a little bit of space, yeah, not to make a mistake there. And also here coming in, yeah, that's what the drivers are thinking, making some compromises on that end of outside zone 6 to get to that outside zone 7, the short one. I don't know what is better, but I think some drivers have done both. So they've gone till the end of outside zone 6 and then pretty quick to that outside zone 7. It depends, of course, also on the driving style. And yeah. But yeah, that's it for the first runs of qualifying. We just have to wait for the score of Andrius Vasiliauskas. Then for sure we will see how they line up after the first qualifying runs. And we are quickly moving on. Quickly moving on to the second qualifying run. So everybody will have a chance to better their scores. And if not, then they still have the points from the first run. The only one with a 0 after the first qualifying runs is Mevlud Meladze from Georgia. I'm sure Vasiliauskas has gotten some points, and not only some, but I think there could be quite a few. So let's see what the judges will have for him. Oh, here we see some three-wheel action, one wheel off the ground, so really soft suspension in the car to do that. And yeah, if it works, then yeah, how was the saying? If it works, it's not stupid. So really good there, run by Vasiliauskas, and 83 points in the end. 6th position there for Andrius Vasiliauskas. So the grip was there, everything was there. So maybe in the next run will be a bit better. But yeah, I think you get some deductions. And the second run already, Hakan Alhasani representing Luxembourg in his BMW M6. Yeah, he was wide in initiation, but completely missed that outside zone 1. As the second zone is better. Yeah, as I said, the heaviest drift car by a mile, we could say, in this competition, 1,650 kilograms. And yeah, he's smoking his Falcon tires there, of course, as he is coming over the line on his second qualifying run, and he does a 360 as well. I don't know, I can check with the judges if they like it or not. These 360s. If it's after the finish line, I think, and if it's on purpose, then you can't blame the drivers for having a bit of fun, and to celebrate that their qualifying is done at that point, and then they can concentrate and start to think about tomorrow's tandem runs. I think next one up, this time he will be on time. The Turkish driver Bareo Totumu, last time out he was driving a little bit later, but this time he is ready, and he is starting to warm up his tires. So in just a few moments, the next run by the Turkish driver Bareo Totumu. And yeah, we see the grandstands. If somebody is watching the live stream from Spain or is near Valencia, welcome everybody to come to the circuit Ricardo Tormo to watch it all live here in the grandstands. But of course, everybody is welcome to watch the live stream as well, as of course we get here the replays and everything. And sometimes with motorsports it is better to watch the live stream. You see a lot of more, you see more angles, you see some replays, you hear me as well as I'm trying to help navigate through the world of drifting as we are getting ready for Bareo Totumu from Turkey. Yeah, the grandstands were full at the beginning of qualifying. Right now, of course, I'm sure some spectators want to see other disciplines as well. Lots of happening here. We have circuit racing, we have rally, we have auto slalom as well here at the track, and a lot of disciplines in the other Aspar circuit as well, cross and karting. And how many points will Rohan van Riel from Luxembourg get for his second run? I'm not sure if that is the first run or the second run right now. The first, it shows first run, but it shows 72. I'm sure we will check that out. But Bareo Totumu, Turkey, really wide. Yeah, same as Van Riel, wide on the initiation, but not in that outside zone 1. So you have to be really committed and precise there. And Totumu is trying, to be as fast as possible. And he was 26th after the first runs. Yeah, wasn't the best run from him, but I think this looks better. He is getting more to the outside zones. Of course, a lot of wheel spinning and maybe too much wheel spin at some point that you don't go forward. But in the end, it's done, and the qualifying is done and dusted for Bareo Totumu from Turkey. So let's see. Yeah, this is the mistake what lots of drivers are doing, because you have to be precise. If you put it in a big angle, then you are maybe too much outside, and then it's a tricky one. It's not easy. The first corner looks more easy than it is actually, with the outside zone beginning right at initiation. So yeah, it's not easy to navigate that, but the best drivers can do that. And of course, we have seen some good initiations and some good outside zone 1 runs already. So next one up from Estonia is Kevin Pesur. He had a solid run 1, but not the score I'm sure he wanted to have. So he will go all in, that's for sure, for the second run. Kevin Pesur representing Estonia with his BMW. Yeah, it says M2, it looks like M2, but underneath is a BMW E46, so that's interesting. The scores for the second run of Bareo Totumu from Turkey are coming in, and okay. Oh, and he betters his score to 80 points. That's a good, from 59 to 80, Bareo Totumu. So that puts him up to 11th position. Previously he was 26th only. So that was nice. That was nicely done, and I'm sure he can be proud with his second run there. Bareo Totumu from Turkey, and let's see if Kevin Pesur will be proud with his second run. Coming in hot there. Nice initiation, and with only one wheel on that outside zone 1. Outside zone 2 is much better as he's flying through this course. He was 13th after the first run. Let's see if he can better that. Right now I'm thinking it looks better as he fills out all the zones. He's not overshooting it, he's not going too wide, and he goes all the way, and he comes here. Yeah, that is a good transition to hook up OZ6 and OZ7, and OZ8 is great there as well. What a run there! What a run there by Kevin Pesur. Just finishing the tires. They will be done after this run, that's for sure. So Kevin Pesur, yeah, I think this was, and he got a little bit out of the track, so a little bit shallow on the first outside zone 1, and then between outside zone 1 and outside zone 2 we saw he got a little bit too wide. So 2 mistakes in the first meters that the judges of course will look at, and I'm sure they will punish it a little bit as well. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Kevin Pesur, but otherwise it was a good run, and nice to see him. Nice to see him here, yeah. And here we have the scores. I think is this combined or not? Yeah, this is combined scores. Yeah. So the best points, as we see Bareo Totumu up in 10th position, and we will have the score for Kevin Pesur as well in just a few seconds. As we see beautifully the drone also flying over the car in this slow-mo shot, and we see the crowd there as well. They're not only in the grandstands, but they're here on the balcony, we could say, of Ricardo Tormo track. And 85, 8 points more than the first run for Kevin Pesur. That puts him up to 6th position right now. But I'm sure a lot of drivers will better their scores and will get more points. So let's see what will happen. Abdulkarim Yakan is the next one up from Swiss. Nice initiation there, but yes, a lot of drivers have done previously. Can't fill out outside zone 1, and from there on, and he misses outside inside zone 3, so inner clip wasn't there at all. As he tries to navigate through the middle of the course right now, coming to this longest outside zone 6, which he fills in right from the beginning, right up until the end. Right now, a quick transition to get to that outside zone 7. He does that really well, and he's coming in through that last corner and coming in really good, really wide. So Abdulkarim Yakan representing Switzerland. So I think a few mistakes here and there at the beginning. I think the first corner wasn't exactly great. Here, yeah, he was a bit one wheel off, I think, and here not fully committed to that inside clip, or just even couldn't get there. Otherwise, aggressive and committed, I think, and the car is sounding great. And of course, I don't know if you get some points for car sound in the style section. Of course not, I'm joking. There's fluidity and commitment, but overly, I think it was a fluid and nice run. It had a nice flow, the run, and the judges are looking at the replay once again here, as we can look at the replay together and see how Abdulkarim Yakan was faring in his second qualifying run. And the scores for Abdulkarim Yakan are coming in. The fourth driver to do his second run, and he betters his score, 75, so 13 points more. I think, yeah, good progression there, and putting him in P16 at this moment. And Dmytro Iluk coming in for his second qualifying run. Really beautifully, a bit off the track with one wheel. Previously he was a bit too shallow and didn't fill out the zones. Right now he is risking more, and he is getting almost to all of the zones. He was P18 after the first run, and right now, yes, at some point struggling a bit with the zones, the Ukrainian driver. The gold medalist of 2019 at the FIA Motorsport Games, which were happening in Italy, and a bit of a mistake in the end, I think. Almost straightening out before the finish line, so I'm a bit speechless with lots of happening in this run. So the beginning, I think, was quite nicely done. Here we see almost through three wheels. Oh, and the wind is picking up here, so if you hear some windy noises, sorry for that. I'm sitting in a tower, but yeah, to see and hear everything better. Yeah, with only one run, with only one wheel there. So yeah, a bit of a messy run, and here we see that I think he didn't want to knock over the cone, and that's why he was straightening out the car a bit early. I think he was sideways, but he lost some angle just on the finish line. So the judges will have a look at that for sure. Dmytro Iluk from Ukraine, as I said, the gold medalist of 2019 FIA Motorsport Games. At 2022, We had, of course, Kristaps Blush taking gold. And yeah, we don't have the silver medalist, unfortunately, this time around, Ali Maksid. But bronze medalist is here, and we'll try to go maybe for a higher medal for sure, and that is Yakob Ponsky from Poland. As the other drivers, right, of course, are also chasing gold, silver, and bronze. And yeah, you wouldn't want to miss the finals tomorrow. As I said, they will start, or we will start the day with the ceremony, opening ceremony at 12 o'clock. Then at 1 o'clock the finals, and around 5 o'clock we will have the podium ceremony and the celebrations. And only 63 points. One of the drivers who have less points in his second run than in his first, and that's why Dmytro Iluk stays in 18th position. Yeah, not the result I think Iluk wanted, but tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow are the finals. Right now we have Hakan Alhasani representing United Arab Emirates. We are really loud and powerful car. We are hearing 1000 horsepower, and but yeah, he's as previously he's not revving it completely out right now. He's trying to do that, and really deep with one wheel almost off, and only 26th after the first run. So right now trying to do that. Yeah, I think the transitions are a little bit messy there by Hakan Alhasani. I don't know if it's the car or something, but they are not as fluid maybe as some other drivers are having. So let's see the replay. Hakan Alhasani, United Arab Emirates. I think the first zone wasn't 100% there. The second was better, as we have this beautiful drone shot from the sky, the eye of the sky. That's what we can call the drones. And yeah, here with two wheels off at the beginning of this outside zone 6, and then a bit early coming off. Yeah, some mistakes here and there. I think it should be a better score than his first. He was more committed. He was like flooring it more than in the first run. So that I'm sure will be rewarded there for Hakan Alhasani from United Arab Emirates. And we are seeing nice inside onboard shots. And yeah, it differs from driver to driver, the seating position, where you put your handbrake, where you put your shifter. So that's yeah, I think done by the specifications or the likings of the driver. And I think no two cars are the same, 100% the same in the interior. For example, in other racing categories you have like factory cars, and here everybody is building them yeah, individually. 59 points. Yeah, unfortunately didn't better his score. Hakan Alhasani only 59 points there for him in the second run. First one we saw was 63. Yeah, custom made, of course. What I wanted to say are these drift cars. Of course, we have some manufacturers, we could call them like that, who are building lots of drift cars for customers. One of them, of course, we know is HGK. As I said, some cars that are built or were built by them are here. Of course, some body parts and stuff like that as well. So yeah, we have the level of drifting, of course, is getting higher and higher with. Okay, we have 6, 7. Okay, I don't know which points to trust right now, but Hakan Alhasani, of course, we will see him for sure. Next one, Christos Canaras from Greece, really wide there on the first corner, hitting some cones there, and yeah, pushing that limiter. to the maximum. The Greece driver was in P18 after the first qualifying run. Right now, of course, we'll try to better that. And wow, so much angle for the driver from Greece. And yeah, getting a little bit too early outside zone. Not fully on outside zone 7 as well, but outside zone 8 is there for Christos Canaras, representing Greece. I think one of the lowest drift cars we see, or somehow it looks really wide and low. The car of Christos Canaras, his BMW 36. It was committed, we can say that for 100%. It was really committed, this run, but maybe, yeah, some small things missing here and there, and let's see if he can better the score. We have, he says that he has 3.2 liter engine, which mean that could be a BMW M3 turbocharged engine as well, 800 horsepower. So so nice to see some different choices for engines as well, because of course we have the V8s, the LSs, the LS and other V8 engines. We have BMW V8 engines. We have, of course, lots of 2JZs. I'm sure that's the most popular engine here around. We have the new age 2JZ, which is the B58. We have some like race engines, V8 engines who are revving up to 8,000-9,000 RPM. So we have lots of different stuff, and I see that we have two cars with really high capacity. That's when I'm like strolling through that field. The biggest engine on the grid has the Belgium driver Peter van Horik. He has 7.4 liters. Oh, wow, that's a big American engine there, with 650 horsepower. And then we have the second largest engine is in Christop's Blush car, 7.3 liters with 900 horsepower. So 0.1 liter less, but 250 horses more. Okay, here we have the results, and Christos Canaras betters his score, 79 points, up to P14. So I think a solid effort there by the driver from Greece. As the next one up, the driver from Uzbekistan, Dilshod Yusupov. He was in P29 after the first run. Right now tries, of course, to better that. The driver from Uzbekistan. I think Uzbekistan is participating first time in drifting at the FIA Motorsport Games. I'm not sure if they were in the previous one. And yeah, with every meter getting better and better and getting more to the outside zone, as we have seen by some drivers previously done. So I think, of course, not the best run you have seen, but quite solid effort for sure from Dilshod Yusupov, as we will see it once again in replay. And yeah, missed that outside zone 1 completely. Outside zone 2 with one wheel only in. Inner clip was there, that's nice. And here, yeah, outside zone 3, unfortunate. Outside zone 4, that was missed there as well. Yeah, some mistakes here and there. Here I think he was with one wheel off. That's another thing the judges don't like. So yeah. But this is qualifying, as I said. The big battles, the important battles, will be tomorrow, starting from 1 o'clock here on the live stream of the FIA Motorsport Games YouTube page, or YouTube channel to be precise. So mark that, it's 1 o'clock Spanish time. So check the time difference from your country to Spain, and then you will have the right time when the top 32 finals will begin in drifting tomorrow. But still, we have a long way to go in qualifying. Right now we have 8 drivers done, which means we've still 22 drivers to go on their second qualifying attempt. And the next one up should be the one with the biggest engine, Peter van Horik from Belgium, with his 7.4 liter V8, yeah, for sure, 650 horses, and E46 with an M2 body kit. Yeah, some drivers are just writing BMW M2, but they have some E46 underneath them. But some drivers are, yeah, saying, okay, it's a E46, but with an M2 body. Okay, here comes the score for Dilshot Yusupov, and wow, that's a big jump there from 51 to 69. That's nice to see, and up to 24th position. I think he was 29th or something after the first run. So solid improvement there by Dilshot Yusupov from Uzbekistan. And here comes Peter Van Horik from Belgium. And yeah, unfortunately missing out outside zone 1 completely. Outside zone is really far away. And now going with 3 wheels, I think, off the track and almost spinning big angle there. A bit of a messy run there, and I think he's out of the rhythm right now, Peter Van Horik, as he tries to navigate through the track. And yeah, I think he knows this run is over before almost it even started, or it was over after the first corner. And here going really wide as well. Maybe, of course, one thing I want to talk about is the tires at some point, but yeah, let's check on the replay first. But he had solid points in the first one. He was in 20th position, so no worries for Peter Van Horik. So let's see what happened there. I think everything was quite okay, and here he was on the inside. Oh, and here he was. Yeah, of course, one thing that is, or how the track is evolving, with every run you get more and more and more rubber laid on the ground, and the drivers, where do they lay it? On the outside line, where they have to be. So I think he was not there where the grip was at some point, and that's why he slid through and off the track. So that's one thing what I can think of. And the other thing, of course, if somebody uses one pair for both qualifying runs, then in the end of the second qualifying run the tires are dead. Like they game over. They look like slicks almost. So that's why I don't know, some drivers I'm sure are using 2 pairs of tires for qualifying. I have to check with the regulations. Actually, maybe they're allowed to, but I don't think so. But yeah, so some drivers, just to save tires, are using 1 pair of tires for both quali runs, and some drivers I'm sure will or can use 2 pairs of tire. So yeah, that's an interesting fact to check. And we have 0 there for Peter Van Horik, 3 wheels off. That's 0. So still he had has the 72 points from the first run, and that safely puts him into tomorrow's race. And next one is Bas M from Netherlands. He had a really good first qualifying run with his BMW E46, and what a nice flick there. Really long on the handbrake, I think, and missed out outside zone 1. Outside zone 2 is there, lots of smoke as he navigates through the track, coming to outside zone 3. That's well. Outside zone 4 is there as well. He sits 6th right now after the first quali runs, and yeah, right on the edge there on outside zone 6, hooking it good and solid with outside zone 7, and then the last corner, the last zone, and that's beautifully precise driving there by Bas M from the Netherlands. Nice to see how he how he did drive in the first, and of course in the second run as well. So enjoy the replay and enjoy the second quali run from Bas M. And here we see the standings as they are right now. And yeah, the drivers are allowed to use new pairs for every quali run, a new pair of rear tires, that's what I meant. But some drivers, I'm sure, are trying to save some tires for tomorrow's competition, because we have had lots of practice. We had 2 times 2 hour sessions Of course, they were divided in groups, so every driver got 1 hour in each practice session. Tomorrow they also will have practice in the morning, so they will be practicing for the tandem runs. I'm not sure how many will practice and how many tires are left for them, because the surface is quite rough. It eats the tires. Maybe the speed is not there. 86, yeah, 1 point better. Bas M in his second run, and that puts him 1 position up to P5. So Bas M from the Netherlands, I think the fans can be happy with him. And now we have Kitata from Japan. Here we see him sitting on the right hand side, of course, in his Toyota GR86, as he was in 4th after the first runs, and nice flick there, and wow, that's almost a backwards entry there by Kitata. Lost a little bit of, had to lose some angle at some point there, and but he managed to salvage that, as he is filling out that outside zone 5. This is outside zone 6, the longest one. And yeah, beautiful sounding car, beautiful sounding engine, everything all right, and beautiful looking, real true JDM car, this Toyota GR86 with Kitata behind the wheel. And he is doing some kind of a half 360. But yeah, he tried it already, at least. Yeah, here we see almost a backwards entry, a little bit late on the throttle. If it would have been a lead run, the chase car would be quite angry with Kitata at that point. But yeah. Otherwise, I think it's a stylish run, because I love this Japanese true drifting style, and it differs from the style that we have maybe in Europe and also in the USA. So it's the original like drifting style. We could label it maybe like that. But like every sport, every discipline, it is evolving, and it has evolved from lower speeds to higher speeds to more grip to grippier tires, and there are tire manufacturers who are making specially tires for drifting. So not only they're driving, I haven't mentioned that they're driving semi-slick tires all around, and they're getting grippier and grippier with every year, I would say. And there are manufacturers who are specifically making tires for drifting, so that they last around 2 runs, but they have the most grip at that point. Okay, next one up should be the Argentinian Rodrigo Gallo, as we are waiting for the score for Kitata. And 91 points, 91 for Kitata. 3 points more and 1 position up for the Japanese driver. So we see next one up is Argentina, then we have Sweden, then Spain, then Hungary and Portugal. The next 5 countries getting ready for their second qualifying run. Rodrigo Gallo is up and running, and he is going for the initiation, and nice initiation there, really wide line, gets to that outside zone but comes back, and here he fills it out at least. Half of it. He was only in P29 after the first qualifying run. He is on a mission. He has to get better his score, and he's trying to do that. Maybe not the highest speed we have seen. It looks like he's like spinning the wheels and standing still. But he's moving forward. And he's moving too much, and that is a 0 there for Rodrigo Gallo. All the work he tried to put in the first part of the track doesn't matter anymore, and he comes to a halt and he drifts an opposite lock, and that's a 0 for sure for Rodrigo Gallo. So something is missing grip-wise from the car. It sounds, it spins the wheels, but when it comes to moving forward, it's not so fast. So the team and mechanics have to think maybe a little bit about that, how to make the car a bit faster. But on the other part, if you make it too fast, like that it has too much grip, then then the car won't slide as you want. So yeah, it's a difficult compromise to find. As we have, of course, the score, and I'm pretty sure, and I would be surprised if it's not a 0 there for Rodrigo Gallo and his second run. And yeah, it is a second. It is a 0 and 53 in the first. That puts him into 29th position still. As we're moving on to one of the best qualifying runs in the first attempt. That's Yakim Anderson from Sweden. Can he better his score? I think he had 93 points, and he was in P1. Yeah, exactly. And now, no, he doesn't fill out outside zone 1. Not so committed as in the first run. Outside zone 2 was better, and here we comes outside zone 4. Real fluid. Outside zone 5 is nicely done as well. Yakim Anderson. I think the Swedes can be proud of his qualifying runs. The first, of course, was the more beautiful, I would say, at the beginning at least. But here, yeah, lots of smoke. I think, how can he see where he's going? That's sometimes, I think, difficult through that whole smoke. But yeah, over the line. And a 360 from Yakim Anderson as well with his Nissan S14.5. I think it was almost a copy-paste run from his first, but with the slight difference that here he was only with one wheel in outside zone 1. So otherwise the run was, I would say, pretty much exactly the same. But yeah, let's see if the judges think maybe differently, and then he will get a quite similar score, or maybe he will get a little bit less of a score. Anyway, we are getting ready for the next drivers. And the next one up will be the Spanish local hero, local matador, Ruben Bolanos Lopez from Spain. And we will have the score for Yakim Anderson's second run as well, coming up right now on your screens. I would say 3, 2, 1, and it's coming. Okay, it's coming. It's on the way. It's on the way, and we should have it quite soon. And some cars, yeah, in the background in the paddock are driving by. Some loud cars. And it looks like it wasn't an easy decision for the judges to get the scores in for the second run for Yakim Anderson, as we're still waiting a little bit for them. But yeah, Ruben Bolanos Lopez, I'm sure will try to pull. And 89. So a little bit less points for line and for style as well, but still keeps his first position with the 93 points. Will there be a driver who will go further than 93? We will see that in the next hour or so. A little bit of hesitation there at the initiation. He was in P19 after the first run. And of course all the local fans, all the Spanish fans are cheering for Ruben Bolanos Lopez, that's for sure. Yeah, the speed is there, the smoke is there, the sound is there, but at some point the line isn't there. So especially at the beginning right now, I almost can't see anything. And yeah, outside zone 7 was okay. A little bit of wavering there outside zone. Oh, and he hits the cone like a cherry on the top in the end. Ruben Bolanos Lopez from Spain. So I don't know if it will be a better score or not, but he was committed, and he was trying his best. He was trying his best for sure. And we will wait for the score to come after the replays. So let's take a look. Yeah, I think it was a hesitation there on the initiation, but he wanted to try to get that outside zone 1. Manage it to do it quite closely, I would say, at least with one wheel. Yeah, all the other zones I think quite okay. Well, not quite okay, but really well. How long does he stay in outside zone 6? I can't quite see that. That's a bit of a struggle if you have so much smoke coming from your rear tires. But okay, we will get a score for Ruben Bolanos Lopez for sure. Next 5 countries coming up: Hungary, Portugal, Kosovo, Latvia and Poland. So Roberto Petri, Joao Vieira, Dion Kazi, Christos Canaras and Yakob Ponsky, the next 5 drivers who will do their second qualifying run. And wow, that's a good jump, 11 points up. 84 points for Ruben Bolanos Lopez, and that puts him up to 7th position and ahead of some big guns. So the Spanish can be proud with the second run of their hero. Okay, Robert Petri, Hungary, second run, really wide. All the cones go away, but only with one wheel in outside zone 1. Outside zone 2 looks already better, really aggressive and committed. Missing that in clip, that's unfortunate there for Robert Petri as he comes to the next zones. A bit of a messy transition, I think, as well. Outside zone 6 looks much better than the previous zones, and 7 is there as well as he comes to outside zone 8. The last one, left foot braking to get there, and whoop, over the line. Yeah, fully committed. The limiter was RPM limiter was committed as well. As we are looking at the replay, yeah, we didn't see from this drone shot how many I think 3 cones went flying. Yeah, some jobs for the track marshals to get them back in position. And yeah, the local commentators are, I think, talking about the previous result of Ruben Bolanos Lopez, so that's why the cheer was there, that he went up to P7. So yeah, great that the Spanish fans are loving it here. Let's see if the Hungarian fans will be happy after this run about the score, as we see once again 1, 2, 3 with I will have to check with the judges if 2 wheels off before the initiation counts as 2 wheels off. Yes? Okay, thank you, David. Okay, so that's good to know. So yeah, it was 1 wheel off, but yeah, the judges confirmed that if you have wheels off before the initiation, it counts as a deduction, so you have to be precise. As we were waiting for this result for Robert Petri, and we have 68 points, but yeah, so the first run with 82 still has Robert Petri sitting in 10th position. So next one up, Joao Vieira from Portugal. Good initiation there, and he gets to that outside zone and he keeps the car there. That was nice to see. Outside zone 2, not 100% maybe, but I think this should be a good result, at least at the beginning. He is fully committed to be better than P23 that he was in the first run. Missing a bit of that outside zone 5, but coming here to the longest zone. He has to be consistent here through the whole zone, but unfortunately he isn't. He gets out of it too early. Now to outside zone 7, yeah, with 1 wheel there, not with both wheels, and outside zone 8 as well. So it's from the fluidity, the commitment and all the style and I would say angle as well, it looked good, but he missed so much zones at some point, and then not crossing them out completely. So from a watching point of view it was nice. From a technical point of view with the lines it wasn't perfect. So let's see with what points the judges will come up, and yeah, let's wait and see. And here we have yeah, on the screen still Anderson first, Ponsky second, and Kitata in P3. Then we have Simon Olsen, who will have his second run as as well as Przgonski. Pesur has done both runs, Ruben, Bolanos, Lopez both runs as well. Vasiliauskas one to watch for the second qualifying run, as well as Christos Canaras, who is right now I think sitting in 11th, 12th or something like that position. He will go all in for the second run for sure. And we have lots of runs still coming in. We are almost I think at the half. We have 16 runs done, 16 or 14 to go. So 67 points there for Joao Vieira, so he keeps his 23rd position at this point. Now, next one up, the driver from Kosovo, Dion Kazi. All black everything, black car with the country color stripes, flag stripes on the roof and on the front as well. So let's see what he can do. First one was only P28, and here missing outside zone 1 unfortunately there for the driver from Kosovo. Outside zone 2 wasn't perfect as well. One thing I wanted to say, it sounds great. It sounds great, the car of Dion Kazi. Lots of action coming from the exhaust. And this outside zone 6 was good. Outside zone 7 is nicely as well. And now he's getting to that outside zone. Now he's filling that out. But from the beginning it wasn't like that. So a bit of unfortunate beginning of the run for Dion Kazi. I think he should get a little bit more points than previously, because overall it wasn't a bad run, but it lacked a bit of precision, we could say. They're just on the edge of the box, so not in it. And here we see really shallow line, completely skipped outside zone 5, like thinking, I don't need it. No, I'm skipping outside zone 5. I will concentrate on outside zone 6. That he did well, and here outside zone 7 also, just in the last 2 meters I think he was in it. So lots of bigger and smaller mistakes by Dion Kazi. As we are lining up or getting ready for the next car, that is Christos Canaras from Latvia. If you have just tuned in, then just a reminder. He's the gold medalist of the previous FIA Motorsport Games in 2022, which were happening at Paul Ricard in France. So we have been to Italy, we have been to France, and this time, the 3rd edition, we are in Spain, near Valencia, at the Ricardo Tormo circuit here for drifting. And we have lots of disciplines happening here at this venue, and of course lots of disciplines happening also at the Aspar circuit, the cross cars and the kartings, and esports as well, of course, which is happening at the Science Museum right in the middle of Valencia. Betters his score, 62 points there for Dion Kazi, 9 points more than his first run, P28 for him, so not so much higher, but still a bit of evolvement there. And here we see Christos Canaras representing Latvia in his HGK E92 Eurofighter, 7.3 liters, 900 horsepower. Let's see what Christos Canaras can do. P11 after the first run. Now in outside zone 1, not fully there, and a bit of lacking some angle between outside zone 1 and 2. Now coming in a little bit better, coming in a little bit hotter, filling out these outside zone 3, 4, 5 as well. Snappy transition to outside zone 6, the longest outside zone which we have in this circuit. Then outside zone 7, with one wheel there, and now he tries to get to that outside zone, and he is there for outside zone 8. And difficult to say. Difficult to say, as I think the first one was a little bit more fluid, I would say. I'm sure he was committed here, and this was a bit of a mistake between outside zone 1 and outside zone 2. I don't know if they changed something on the car or not, but if we look from a fluid point of view or a style point of view, the first run looked a bit better, but that maybe the first one was lacking some zones, and this one was, I think, a little bit better on the zones, also not maybe from right at the beginning. And one of the cars with an onboard in it. Christos Canaras, we see, yeah, some handbrake action going on there. And it's interesting to see how, yeah, and the drivers do that between or during the transitions, the handbrake to just stabilize the car a little bit, that it's not over rotating. So that's a thing they do, but you see it's just a tap. Sometimes it's a bit longer to get more to the outside. Sometimes it's just a tap. So really interesting to see this driving technique right from the inside. And do we see some emotions? Is Christos doing something there? He looks pretty calm there in his HGK office, and we have the scores in. And it's 85, so 4 points better, 85 points for Christos Canaras. That puts him up to P7 right now. We have, of course, some drivers still coming up, not some, but I would say quite a lot. We have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 drivers still coming up. So right now P7 for Christos Canaras and Latvia. Next one up, Yakob Ponsky had a good qualifying run 1. Was sitting in, I think, P2 with 92 points, and right now, yeah, he is on that outside zone 1, he is on that outside zone 2. He is driving, yeah, really fluid, really smooth, as we are, yeah, knowing Yakob Ponsky, he does that. You see some left foot braking to get the car to that zone 100%. So, yeah, I think, I don't know, is Yakob Ponsky a stunt driver or a precision driver? Because he gets the car inside the zone right from the beginning, right until the end. So yeah, a bit of magic happening there by Yakob Ponsky. But it is, yeah, the style is not so hardcore as other drivers have, like throwing the car in and then making really quick transitions. And of course, a lot of it will come down in tomorrow's finals, of course, really not only to the lead run, which Ponsky does well, but also the chase run. And yeah, Ponsky, of course, can chase the driver from Poland, but we have seen that there are drivers who are better on the lead, there are drivers who are better on the chase. And let's see, and then it's interesting if it evens out or something is a little bit better than the other thing. Because we in drifting, of course, want to see close drifting. So we want to see close tandems, we want to see close chase runs, but sometimes it doesn't get rewarded because you have had a bad lead run, yeah, and you're good only on the chase. So it's all about to have both things as a driver: the lead run, to be precise on the line, to be fluid and everything, and of course to have this chase aggression. So yeah, you have to have both elements to be successful at drifting. And next one up, as they're still watching Ponsky's run, I think they're looking if it's 100, maybe. But no, I think there were 2 semi-mistakes, so 2 slight mistakes I think there were, maybe. But we have a result, and we will have them on the screen in just a few seconds. And I'm curious, will it be better than 92? Oh no! Quite a deduction there for Yakob Ponsky to 79. Of course, he keeps the 92 from the first run, and he still keeps second position, but a bit of a surprise there. Okay, we continue with the next run. That's Nasser Al-Kharbari Urias, as he is ripping the track, and yeah, really nice outside zones there. Really nice outside zones there. Yeah, aggressive. Nasser Al-Kharbari Urias from El Salvador. That was an aggressive run there. Of course, we will have to see how precise it was, but otherwise, I think nice to watch, nice to hear, and yeah, that's Nasser Al-Kharbali Urias from El Salvador. We see the replay as well. We see the replay, and yeah, looks quite nice, quite good, and I think there should be a good score as well. Good score as well for the driver from El Salvador, Nasser Al-Kharbali Urias. Here we see the scores right now, who is in which position, and yeah. Yeah, I think a solid run there by Nasser Al-Kharbali Urias from El Salvador with his 6.2 liter supercharged engine. We are seeing, and we will be getting the results in just a few moments. And it's 80, almost the same score as in the first run, so he keeps 11th position, Nasser Al-Kharbali Urias. And we are ready for the next run. It's Ezer Sday from Israel. Was P14 in his first attempt. I think he did one small mistake and a little bit of lacking some angle between OZ1 and OZ2. Now coming to that inside clip, and I think he did one mistake somewhere in the middle of the track. The beginning was good, and this time I think it's the other way around for Ezer Sday. As we see, the potential is there from the young driver, as he is yeah, navigating through the course, staying really wide deep on outside zone 6. He comes a little bit early out of it, as many of him before him have done, but he is on point there on outside zone 7, outside zone 8, and whoa, over the line. And of course the youngster can't do without a 360, smoking up, and yeah, smoking up the whole course here is Ezer Sday from Israel. So we will continue with the next drivers, and of course we'll get a quick score, as of course we have to try to stay within the schedule. Yeah, that's for sure, that we have to stay within the schedule, as I think we have at 6:30 a driver's briefing planned, something like that, to talk about tomorrow, I suppose, about the tandem runs. Yeah, I think if we count out the first corner, then otherwise the run by Ezer Sday was quite amazing. But you have to count first corner, and I would say it's really, or it's the key to getting really high points, to be there on the first corner committed. Next one driver is getting ready, Mohamad Chehab from Lebanon, warming up his tires. Have 85 points for Ezer Sday, so he betters his position to P8. Okay, so Mohamad Chehab from Lebanon, let's go. He was P13 after the first qualifying run. Yeah, committed at the beginning, but that didn't get to outside zone 1. Outside zone 2 is much better, but we have seen that previously from a lot of drivers. that are trying to do it, and it's a task from the judges that isn't easy. Otherwise, ripping those tires up, they can last only 2 runs with this surface and this many horsepower going sideways. A lot of drivers have 700, 800, 930, even 1000 horsepower, so it's not easy on the rear tires, and they're made specially for that, some of them. I think it was a spectacular run there by Mohamad Chehab, representing Lebanon. We see the replay. The first corner, as I said, the first initiation wasn't great. Otherwise, I think he should be on for a good score. As we have still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers coming up. The next one will be Mevlut Meladze from Georgia, the only one who had a 0 in the first run. So he has to get some points on the board. He has to make a consistent run without big mistakes, without spinning, without going off track. So that's the main point for the next driver coming up, Mevlut Meladze from Georgia. As we see and hear that he is warming up his tires, and it's all or nothing. Get some points or go home. Not go home, but you're out of competition, Mevlut Meladze, if you don't get some points on board in the second run. I'm sure he's aware of that. I don't have to remind him of that. But just for the fans to know that this is an all or nothing run there for Mevlut Meladze right now. And we have the results for Mohamad Chehab. 81, 1 point more, and he is in P13. So I think he was thereabouts after the first run as well. And now we continue. Mevlut Meladze, really important moment for him. Of course he wants to be in the final run tomorrow. And initiation is good, and right now he accelerates faster than previously. He keeps it on the track, he keeps it on the outside zone 1 and 2. Inner clip wasn't perfect, but still he keeps going. Outside zone 4, nicely done. 5, thereabouts as well. And now the long 6, the long outside zone 6. Going onto the edge, going almost over the track line. Hooks it up with the next outer zone, and the last corner is great as well. Mevlut Meladze has done it, and I'm sure he will have some solid points on the board. So this was more than Mevlut Meladze we want to see. So good job there by the Georgian driver, as we will continue, and we'll see some replays of him, and we will continue with the next or the last 7 drivers who will do their second qualifying runs in just a few moments. Yeah. We are still looking at the replays of Mevlut Meladze, as we are waiting, of course, for a score from him. And as I said previously, it was a great run. Should be around the 8-ish, I think, points for Mevlut Meladze. That's my point of view, but we'll see what the judges will say. But I think there was no major mistakes. That's what I wanted to say, and I would say he pretty much filled out all the zones as well. And we will see the points, for Mevlut Meladze. And 69 points, so 23, 23, and 23. So I haven't seen, I think, that same points for all the line angle and style. But yeah, with 69, he is up to P25, and yeah, solidly into the final top 32 for tomorrow. Levi Edwards, next one up, with his supercharged BMW E36. Was in P22 in the first run, but was quite committed here to the first few outside zones. Inside clip, well done. As we are, he keeps on filling them out. Oh, this was a bit of, I think, too fast transition, but he got to that zone in the end as well. And this is nice. This is nice as well. And over the finish line. Great job there by Edwards, I think, representing United Kingdom. 6.2, yeah, 6.2 V8 supercharged engine with 800 horsepower and 1,250 kilograms of weight. So yeah, we see the replay here. And yeah, good job, I think, there by Levi Edwards. And it's of course nice that we have these multiple angles. We have, like, from the, not the ground, but from the track point of view, we have different drone shots from this following drone, and then we have a higher drone, and yeah, it's quite well organized from that point of view, and I think the spectators are loving it, the judges are loving it, I'm loving it, and yeah, one wheel dropped a little bit there for Levi Edwards, and some making mistakes here and there, but overall, I would say a fluid run. Maybe not one of the fastest cars as it looked from my point of view, but still pretty solid job there by Levi Edwards. And we have the results in. 4 points more for Levi Edwards, so that bumps him up into P17, and 76 points. Yeah, a solid midfield result, that's what we can say. And we are getting ready for the next drivers, and that is Rafael Marinho from Brazil, fully committed, and he was in outside zone 1, he is in outside zone 2, so that is much better than in his first run. Now he just has to keep this consistency and fill these zones out. Yeah, with one wheel here and there, here one wheel as well, and if he keeps on doing that, then I think he will get a better score. And yeah, he's not filling them consistently out, but he's trying to do that, that's for sure. Was P26 after the first. Oh, and something happened to his car, unfortunately. Some technical issue, it seems. I don't know if some oil or some water is spilled. Let's hope not. I think there is coming something out of the car. I think that is some fluid. Let's hope it's not oil. Let's hope it's just... We see a lot of smoke in the car, so maybe it's something to do with the coolant system. But yeah, it happened so quickly. From the beginning, everything looked all right. But then, in one moment, it just suddenly stopped. Boom, nothing, nada. Okay, it's a technical sport, and it happens. It happens sometimes. And I think this is the first technical issue we see during qualifying. As I said, unfortunately, two countries had big technical issues during the practice runs, and they're unfortunately out for the competition. That's one, of course, is France. Mattias Locatelli with an engine failure. And also Germany, Jan-Erik Ayrton Sieber, unfortunately out with a gearbox failure as well. So 2 countries not represented, and yeah, of course it's a 0 there for Rafael Marinho. Unfortunately a 0 for him, but he has the result from the first run, and we will see him tomorrow for sure. Next one is Zdenek Kaderabek from the Czech Republic, and he was in P27. He wants to better that for sure. A lot of great drifters coming from the Czech Republic in the European competitions, and let's see if Zdenek Kaderabek can follow in their footsteps. Right now looks like a solid run, and it looks much better I think than the first one. Yeah, maybe not 100% all the zones, but quite close. And now almost with 3 wheels off, 2 wheels off for sure. He was really close to getting a 0 at that situation, but I think he kept it within, yeah, with 2 wheels within the track. But he was playing really dangerous game there. Zdenek Kaderabek from the Czech Republic. We will see it on the replay. Maybe we'll see it better from the drone shot than we saw from the normal shots, we could say. Okay, here he is good. Here he is good. And I think, yeah, coming up to outside zone 6 is the mistake there, as he comes here, and he was so close. Maybe for 1 millisecond the wheel was over the line, but yeah, the question is which line counts, the white one or the orange one? But that's a bit getting into centimeters. As we see once again the replay from Czech Republic driver Zdenek Kaderabek. I think, yeah, that the judges will want to see this moment once again. I think it was just barely within from my point of view. I will ask the judges. So yeah, it was 2 wheels off. It was 2 wheels off. And that means he will get some score for sure, as Zdenek Kaderabek, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close. Yeah, we see the Ricardo Tormo tower, the venue, of course, beautiful, sunshine, everything, and they're celebrating 25 years. Yeah, exactly, this year. The track was built in 1999, so 25 years. Big celebrations at the Ricardo Tormo circuit, which is of course very well known, not only for car racing but for MotoGP and etc. etc. So 5 points less, unfortunately, for Zdenek Kaderabek. Yeah, he stays with his points, and right now we have a driver who wants, of course, to better his score. He was in P4 at the first round. Simen Olsen from Norway, one of the big guns, I would say, in this competition. This time here at Spain, and he's losing some speed. I think he was almost stopping at that moment. I don't know if it's the tires or something, but he was, I think, much faster in the first run, and he's like, too much angle there for Simen Olsen, and it looked almost unchaseable there. I don't know what's happened to the Norwegian driver. Was he trying something new, going all in, or was he happy with his first run, and that's why he didn't want to waste another pair of tires? So Simen Olsen now in his Toyota GR Supra, representing Norway. Yeah, I will try maybe to check with Simen Olsen what happened in his second run, because the first one was amazing. The second one, it looks like it was done with used tires already. So maybe that's why he struggled a bit. Of course, and here, yeah, he was so deep that he was almost on 90 degrees, and that's a bit too much in drifting. So it's, I think in the tandem run it would have been deemed unchaseable at that point. We have still only 3 drivers to do their second qualifying runs, and then it will be qualifying over, and we will be getting ready for tomorrow's big final runs. We have still Denmark, Italy and Lithuania coming up, so Mats Benjamin Andreasen, Luca Fusini and Andrius Vasiliauskas will be the next and the last 3 drivers in today's qualifying session in drifting. Simon Olsen 0, so it is an unchaseable run. That's what the judges deemed there with this. Yeah, he parked his car basically. So 90 or 0, yeah, all or nothing for Simon Olsen in qualifying this time. But yeah, he keeps I think P4 right now or something like that with his result. And here we see Denmark's driver Mats Benjamin Andreasen E92 M3. And he's ready, he's focused, and he has a yellow visor, so that's interesting. He sees the world in yellow. Yeah. 717 the number, and he's coming up. He was P16 after the first run. A nice flick there, and yeah, with 1 wheel on the line and 2 wheels in the line in outside zone 2. Inner clip is there. Good transition. And filling out, yeah, OZ4 was nice, OZ5 almost, and now the important OZ6, the long one. Have to stay in it, yeah. And another transition. And now flooring it through the last corner and over the finish line. Mats Benjamin Andreasen representing Denmark. I think quite a solid run from the Dane. And let's see what the result will be. Will he be still P16 or will he better it? I think overall no major mistakes. Quite, I would say, even fluid run from the Danish driver. So he was in P16. Let's see if he can better that. As we have still, as I said, 2 drivers coming up. Quick reminder for tomorrow at 12 o'clock we have opening ceremony. At 1 o'clock the finals. We start of course with the top 32 and then move on to top 16, top 8, top 4, and then the battles for 3rd place and the gold medal as well, or the bronze medal and the gold medal and the silver in the middle. And yeah, around 5 o'clock will be the award ceremony and everything with the medal ceremony. That's how it is called. But yeah, remember to tune in at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Please bear in mind it's Spanish local time, this 1 o'clock. So you have to check the time zones, where is yours and at what time it will be. 81 points there for Mats Benjamin Andreasen, 4 points better, 3 positions better. I think it's a good deal for the Dane as he will be getting ready for his runs tomorrow. Next one up, second to last, Luca Fusini from Italy in his Mazda RX-7. Yeah, beautifully done. Black with, of course, the Italian flag on the car, as it's, of course, mandatory for the teams to have the flag represented, to have the country name represented, because as in all the other motorsports, usually you are competing for yourself, for your team, and this is, of course, the only event in the world where you are competing for the country. Of course, in Macau, the GT Cup, the FIA GT Cup as well. That's for GT3 touring cars. It's a legendary event, of course. But yeah, in other disciplines, this is the only event where you compete for your country, for your country flag, and that's why we had also an amazing opening ceremony, and we will have amazing closing ceremony as well. But right now, trying to close the deal is the Italian driver. But the first outside zone wasn't great. Second was better, Luca Fusini. Yeah, he's from Italy, of course. Lithuania, we will have the next one coming up. And yeah, I think same-ish run like before, like in the previous, in the first run that made him or put him into P18. Right now, I think quite same. Nothing major. Nothing major different from his first run. So let's see the replay. Yeah, he tried to get with the e-brake to that outside line, but wasn't enough. And that will be some points deducted there for that. As I would say all the other cores looked quite nice. No problems with that. Looks like a really stiff car, and you see the transitions and how the car is moving on the bumps, like completely. I think it. Well, it's not so easy to drive this Mazda RX-7 because it's really on the smallest bumps. It's like moving around the car, so you have to be in full control all the time, and can't relax during this drive. Okay, and we have now the last driver in with his second qualifying run. Andrius Vasiliauskas from Lithuania had a solid first run, a solid base to build on for the second run, and let's see if he can do that. Andrius Vasiliauskas, 900 horsepower he says he has, and I'm sure there can be a lot of horsepower there, as we have seen his driving style. 76 there for Luca Fuscini, 3 points made, and a few, I assume a few places made as well. As we continue, yes, the last run of today, the last qualifying run of today, Andrius Vasiliauskas from Lithuania, and then it will be done and dusted. Nice initiation there, but yeah, as everybody else, missing that outside zone, and I think I know the reason a little bit for that. I will talk about that after this run, but otherwise we see the outside line is there. Andrius Vasiliauskas was, I think, missing just that outside zone. Really fluid and fast transition from OZ 5 to 6. And now the last two outside zones, he fills the first ones beautifully, and the second one as well. So that's it for Andrius Vasiliauskas, doing a 360. The drone, it was almost a 360, I think, but he tried at least, the Lithuanian driver. So let's check the replay. So yeah, I think that maybe there's so much rubber right before the outside zone 1 that everybody sticks to that rubber and can't get over it, and can't get into that outside zone 1. I think that could be a reason, because a lot of drivers are driving a little bit of a shallower line, and that's where the most of the grip is, like where they push the accelerator to the ground, and but still we had some drivers who could do it. So yeah, it's a bit of a mystery, this outside zone 1. Otherwise the track, I think the drivers have configured it out and everything is all right. But yeah, that outside zone 1 is the one difficult one. Okay, we are waiting for the result to come in, and then that will be it for today, that's for sure. And we will have, yeah, that will be it for today. And tomorrow, just remember, at 12 o'clock, the opening ceremony for the drifting. At 1 o'clock we have the finals, beginning with top 32, then up to top 16, top 8, top 4, and the fights for the medals, of course, in the end. And right now I think the result for Andrius Vasiliauskas will be coming in. I'm sure in just a few seconds. And what's it gonna be? How many points for the number 999 from Lithuania? As we see this beautiful slow motion shot during that transition. And we see still lots of fans were looking at this last run right now. The last run was done, and everybody goes, I don't know, to check out some other disciplines or to go have a nice dinner this evening and to get ready for the big final day for tomorrow. But I think most of the disciplines will be having their finals tomorrow, as we are still waiting, I think, for the points. As Vasiliauskas has drifted by on the big screen. Yeah, we have to have it. Okay, we have it. 75. Oh, not so much as the first one. So he keeps 10th position, Andrius Vasiliauskas. I'm sure we will have the big. I will hope we will see the whole results from P1 to P30 to check. But so FIA Motorsport Games. Okay, I think the live stream is getting to an end, so I will check a little bit if that's the case. And so yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Goodbye and see you tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in, 1 o'clock Spanish local time. The finals begin at the FIA Motorsport Games 2024 in drifting. So thank you everybody, and see you tomorrow.
still with the live. Carlos, no message. So the FIA guys didn't cut the live yet.
É o vento, pá. Foda-se. Merda do vento, pá.
Hey, you can't get the light? No, we are still live. Okay, now I'm gonna start it. It's not me, it's the guys from the truck, you know?